I'm gonna go ahead and make a video about this topic even though it's kind of old and late. But I'm having this conversation with this dude in my comment section, and he's making all sorts of excuses and deflections that I know he wouldn't make if the roles were reversed. I'm talking about the situation with Ricky Smiley's son. I'm tired of you guys trying to act like this story is only about Malik Smiley's preference. Can't the boy have what he wants? Why can't the boy have what he wants? Of course he can have what he wants. But if you're out on a date with somebody, even if you don't dig them, you still don't have a right to treat them like crap. Why was he turning his face up at that girl and giving her the cold shoulder? What did she do to him besides be too black? You guys keep wanting to push this agenda that you have a right to your preference, which you do, but then you choose examples who don't have clean hands. Malik Smiley is not a good example of a black guy just having a preference. If you have a preference, but you get set up on a date with a girl who's not your preference, and instead of making lemonades with lemons and just having a nice night, you have a funky attitude and you're ignoring the girl, that steps outside of preference. That's called having issues. The way he turned his nose up at that girl who had done nothing to him, that's not a preference. That's being a jerk. And these guys keep saying, oh, he's just 15, he's 15. At 15, he's not old enough to know that even if you don't like how somebody looks, you can still treat them nicely? At what age is he going to learn that? This boy is old enough to have a driver's permit. If he committed murder, they'd probably try him as an adult. He's not a baby. And by that age, he should know that you treat people based on the way they treat you, not on the way they look. Having a preference does not mean that you treat everybody who's not your preference like crap. Like it's their fault that they're not your preference. In this boy's defense, he was on a reality show, and reality shows are not real. Just like any other show, reality shows need drama and conflict to survive. And since most of them don't write out exact scripts, they have to set up situations that would create drama and conflict. So whoever set Malik Smiley up on that date probably knew he didn't like black girls. But they knew that black men and their preferences and colorism and all that stuff was a hot button topic with their demographic, so they went for it. Maybe it didn't quite play out the way they expected. I don't think they expected for Ricky Smiley to end up having to apologize. But either way, they got the drama that they were trying to create. There's no way that these people thought that Malik Smiley was going to say what he said and black women weren't going to have anything to say about it. We all know the hot button topics in the black community. Light skin versus dark skin, interracial, featureism, colorism, good hair, bad hair. Pretending like y'all don't know that when y'all bring up these topics, there's going to be a poop storm is what you call being FOS. So let me ask all you black preference pimps out there. When you make your videos or you go on TV announcing your preference for people of another race, what is it you're hoping to accomplish? You already know you're going to ruffle some feathers. And you know that because feathers get ruffled every time. So you can't say you don't want that because you know it's going to happen. So what is your point? In what situation do you ever need to make a video or go on TV and tell everybody, I prefer non-black people? Is this a public service announcement so all the black people know not to hit on you? Is that your biggest problem in life? People hitting on you who you don't want? And this one guy brought up how Oprah or some other female talk show host had invited a bunch of black guys on the show to talk about why they don't date black women. Okay, unless you think these men were given a script to read, they're stating how they actually feel. And they're not children, so they agreed to go on the show and they wanted to go on the show. Why? Well, I think it's for one of two reasons. One, they feel guilty about their preference, therefore they feel the need to justify it. Or, the other reason I think is because they like rejecting black women and ruffling their feathers. Black women are the only women that care when black guys say they don't want them. If you made videos talking about how you didn't want white women or Asian women or Latina women, very few of them would care. Now, I think that video would still get a lot of views because black women would watch it. They love hearing about black men who prefer them over women of other races, especially if those men are attractive. So again, only black women care. So, black men out there who have been rejected by black women, been hurt by black women, or whatever else, they can hurt black women back by making videos talking about how they don't want them. And I like how when these guys make these videos, they try to pretend like they really don't want black women to leave comments. They want comments from black women asking them why. And they love the shaming comments from black women because if they're shaming you, that means they're kind of begging you to stay. You want to be begged. You like the fact that they still want black men, but you can tell them, no, you can't have me. It makes you feel important because there's no other race of women you can do this to. You do this because it helps your self-esteem and that ego. Because what other reason do you need to make a video announcing your preference for people of other races? You know what's going to happen when you do that, so you must want it. It happens every time, so you can't keep using this, what? Well, I don't get it. Why are they so upset? I don't know. I'm just talking about my preference. If you want to have a preference, just prefer what you prefer and shut up. If you make a video about it, you don't want to be left alone. Let me be clear. You have every right to have a preference, and you even have every right to make a video. But if you make a video, don't turn around and act like you ain't want no trouble. We know what's going on there. Ain't nobody stupid. Now, for you black bucks out there who are going to say, doesn't this apply to black women? Yes, it does. But you make that video. This here's my video. Drink more water.